If you have been wanting to take a fully vaccinated cruise out of the state of Florida, well, then this story is going to be for you, and this is going to be your opportunity. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. All right, so on Sunday, the U.S. District Judge Kathleen Williams did issue a preliminary injunction against the state of Florida in favor of Norwegian Cruise Lines, giving them the ability to ask a person's vaccination status in the state of Florida. And now that Norwegian has received this injunction for their sailing here on August the 15th, they will have the ability to sail with 100% vaccinated crew and 100% vaccinated passengers. Now, according to CLIA, they and some of the cruise lines are taking a look at this injunction, going through, reviewing it, and reading it to see if there's a possibility that all of the cruise lines in Florida would have the ability to ask for a vaccination status and not worry about the Florida law. Now, not that any of the other cruise lines says they are going to, they're just taking a look at it. Now, naturally, DeSantis, the governor of Florida, has said he is going to appeal this decision to the 11th Circuit Court, where, of course, you know they have received a favorable verdict in the past in Florida's lawsuit versus the CDC. So, a victory for the cruise lines, a loss for Florida, at least for now. We'll have to see what goes forward in the appeals process, but as it stands up today, Norwegian Cruise Lines can ask for 100% vaccination in the state of Florida, which is what they want to do. Now, I know that maybe not everybody out there is going to be happy with this decision. Not everybody may think that Norwegian should ask for 100% vaccination status, and I know there's going to be quite a few people who think that it's great that Norwegian can ask for a 100% vaccination status, but this is what I say about that. Originally, if you think back to when DeSantis initially sued the CDC, yes, he talked about economics. He talked about the CDC overreaching their power and overstepping their authority. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But one of the things he said, and he was very specific, is that the cruise lines should be allowed to self-regulate, that they have been cruising for years and years and years, and they're capable of handling their own business. They should be allowed to self-regulate. Okay, so he said that. So here is my opinion on this. If Norwegian Cruise Lines wants to sail with 100% vaccinations, let them. MSC Cruise Lines doesn't want a vaccination requirement. Let them. Royal Caribbean sailing mixed. Let them. Carnival Cruise Lines wants to sail at 95%. Let them. We don't need the governor of Florida to pick and determine what the cruise lines should and shouldn't do when it comes to the passengers they take on board their ships, when it comes to health and safety. You know what? The American people, the cruisers, are smart enough to decide for themselves what is the right choice. Don't need him to decide for me. We as cruisers can decide for ourselves. You know how we decide? We decide with a very, very simple tool that we use every day, and that's called the American dollar. If as cruisers we don't like Norwegian's policy to have a 100% vaccinated sailing, if there was enough of us who disagreed with that and we don't book that cruise, Norwegian's going to notice. If you go to the opposite end of the spectrum, and let's say we have MSC and they don't have a vaccination requirement, and we don't like that as cruisers, we don't book the cruise, MSC will notice. All it takes is the American dollar. But the truth of the matter is that all of the cruise lines are booking. All of the cruise lines have passengers. And so with the different protocols out there, there is a mixture that is obviously suiting the majority of cruisers. Whether it is Norwegian's fully vaccinated, Royal Caribbean's mixed, Carnival's 95%, or MSC's no vaccination requirement, whichever the case may be, whichever cruise you are interested in, because I'm not saying that vaccinated is good and unvaccinated is good. I'm not picking a side here. I'm simply saying that we don't need the government to tell us that cruise lines can or can't ask for vaccinations because we as Americans and cruisers are smart enough to decide which one is best for us. But that is my opinion, and I am just one guy, one cruiser from Texas who's very opinionated on this subject. But y'all let me know what you think. Go ahead and put it in the comments below. Do you think this is a victory for Norwegian? And it's great that they have the right to decide for themselves whether or not they're going to ask for vaccinations. Or do you think that Florida's government should have oversight over the cruise lines? Of course, like I said, they argue that the CDC shouldn't have that kind of oversight. Why should Governor DeSantis? But again, that's my opinion. Let me know what y'all think below. All right, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.